Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jason, in the building. CJ and Damien are not on today, but
Who?
we'll hold it down.
Who? Let's be honest. We all know who the star of the show is. Y'all. And speaking of
How?
y'all, we haven't got to do some hot takes in a while. So let's go ahead and, we've got a few to get to. Let's make sure that we start off with a hot take right away. This is hold on, let me get the name right. This is at BLDMTH on Instagram. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. But they ask, if Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall, is he A, the pound for pound number one, B, the GOAT?
If Jon Jones beats Aspinall?
If Jon Jones beats Aspinall, should he A, be ranked to pound for pound number one, and B, do we end, I guess, presumably the GOAT conversation?
Well, if we were Dana White, he'd say he already is. But I think I don't know if it's necessarily a hot take. I think, yeah, if he beats Aspinall, yeah, he's the GOAT, pound for pound, whatever.
Really?
By beating Aspinall, are you saying no?
No, absolutely not.
Elaborate.
So you can put him as the current pound for pound one if you'd like. But there's no Jon Jones and GOAT conversation. He was on Jamba Juice. And there is no conjecture of hyperbole of thinking, well, maybe he is, maybe he wasn't. He was found with Jamba Juice in the system. And before you fucking Jon Jones dick riders out there start blowing up my DMs, okay, just think about
Your
this.
wife was in my DMs.
I don't care if it was a fucking picogram or a mandingo. The simple fact is you have a lot of champions who's never, ever, ever had anything. Shout out to DC. Shout out to Alex Pereira. If you have Jamba Juice in your system, you cannot be considered as a GOAT. You just can't do it. It's asterisks all day, day, and twice on Sundays, you heard?
Yeah. Like not Leon, but Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And as we talk about, and that's a really good example, right? Because at the time people just talked about how dominant, and the further we've got away from that, no one talks about him being dominant. They just say, oh, he's a cheater and he has one testicle. That's what he's known for. And I think that Jon Jones is going to be the same thing. The further we get away from him, people are going to say like, oh, he cheated.
Yep.
He got busted for Jamba Juice.
And if he doesn't fight Aspinall, he cheated and he ducked Aspinall, and the sport will move on.
The sport will move on.
And I think that's why he won't be able to sleep at night. He's up there, trying to be all big and macho, like, Tom Aspinall needs me, blah, and that's a beautiful feeling. Tom does not need you. Tom just has to keep on doing his career. And all Tom needs, matter of fact, Tom gets more out of not fighting you and having the fans be able to say that the GOAT ducked him. That gives him more points. If he goes inside there and he beats Jon Jones, wow. Is he the GOAT? If you kill the GOAT, are you the GOAT?
No.
Why not?
I mean, so just think about it, right? Like the two people who you would put at the 145 GOAT, is Ilia the GOAT now because he killed the both of them?
No, not in my opinion. Resumes matter.
Resumes matter. Anyone can get it up on one night.
I'm very shocked to hear Jay say that. This is you guys' first time watching the podcast. Jason and I are brothers and sisters, and Jace is just very well known for,
being
a little
great
hypocrisy, a little going back and forth on his and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a time I'm going to be able to use this moment right here to debate and debunk one of his the points.
What are you talking about?
I'm just simply saying I'm happy that we agree on something.
I mean, it's about time that you want to be on the right side. I'm always
Oh,
right. You're usually the other person.
sure. Yeah, but I think that I don't know. You seen the video, Jon Jones saying that. First of all, before I even get in, well, no, I'll come back to that. You seen the video of Jon Jones talking about, he's coming back in 2025, he's gonna fight, so on and so forth. I seen earnings report of upwards of $15 million that he made to fight Stipe. How much do you think he'll be asking to fight Tom? And do you actually think it happens now that Jones is saying he's definitely gonna fight in 2025?
Jon Jones is going to ask for $100 million to price himself out of it
Until the Saudis turn up.
and say, "That's it." No, seriously, I don't think in any capacity. I was just reading who I think the best trainer is, not your guy, Shake, but Zawabi Fareed was just like, Jon Jones is not going to take this fight. There's
Okay.
no way Jon Jones fights Tom Aspinall.
Hmm.
He's
We'll see.
bigger, stronger, faster,
Mm-hmm.
and a
Younger.
complete martial artist. It's not like John's just going to be able to go in there and throw him to the ground. It's like John's just going to be in there going straight with him. Like, Jon Jones would be fucked. He's not going to take this fight.
But if John does fight him and John does win, and let's say John finishes him, submits him, TKO, will there be? You already said that he can't be GOAT.
Can't be.
So what will that do for him in your eyes? The fan who doesn't have him as a GOAT.
For sure. For me, I don't know. I have apathy for the guy, but being an MMA pundit, I would say, I mean, I guess it solidifies him as like a heavyweight because right now, like it's listen, I seen this great analysis, and I wish I could shout out the channel, but I can't. But they were pretty much saying how Jon Jones is a lot like Floyd, where he's got a lot of names on the resume, but they weren't in their primes. Like Shogun was not in his prime. Pride Shogun was like a bad mamma jammer. You know what I mean? Leota already got finished. Like Dan Henderson was 800 years old. Chael's 800-year-old. Rashad has already went through those wars and got finished. Tom would be a prime. Like that's a prime. You know what I mean? Tom. When he fought a prime Alex, the first time, definitely like he lost the fucking fight. No one can convince me otherwise. Not a soul on the planet. No one can actually look in the mirror and say that Jon Jones won that fight. Nobody.
Which is more egregious? Alex Gustafsson versus Jones or Reyes versus
Reyes,
Jones?
they're both egregious. I guess I would say more egregious would be Reyes, because that was 4-1.
Yes, in my opinion.
Where Alex, I feel like, was 3-2.
Yes.
But Alex was actually putting like damage on John. Bloodied him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, 2025. Interested to see what's going to happen in general. Obviously, this past week, all the rumblings have been about the notorious one, Conor McGregor.
It's a wild boy.
So,
That's a wild boy. It's very interesting, especially in the MMA communities. A lot of people thought that he owned Proper 12 still, and not that like he did it and sold it to the company. People forgot. At the end of the day, though, you know what I mean? Like, no one is going to beat a grape charge. You eat grapes,
out of here.
you're out. And rightfully so. Sorry, I'm not going to just say it's an outlandish thing, but no one's above eating grapes. You eat grapes, it's a wrap, son. It's a wrap.
I think like a lot of people should check out Luke Thomas's channel. He has a real journalist on there, criminal journalist, who was at the proceedings at the courthouse every single day, who reports on multiple different criminal charges at that courthouse. And he just broke down and talked about a lot of stuff that took place during the trial. Talked about like the images and stuff that we don't see, that they don't post and stuff. And he accounts for Conor's side, he accounts for Nikita Hand's side. And for me, I really appreciated it. It answers a lot of the questions, because you got people talking about, oh, she wanted a money grab and this and that. If if $250,000 is a money grab to you, boy, where do you live?
It would be a money grab to me.
That's not a money grab when you're talking about $100 million plus man.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me,
Yeah.
250K is a
Shit.
life-changing.
What's his name? His old friend Artem Lobov is suing him for $8 million. Like, yeah, and that's over the Proper 12 thing. I think the whole Conor situation, I'm seeing mixed reviews, right? Like, there are some people that are just like away from me.
Away from me.
I'm hearing that Ireland is like sick of this dude. I'm hearing that his own
Ireland's
people
been
are turned
sick.
on him.
I've been talking to shout out to our podcast friendly sometime co-host Vinny. Ireland's been sick of him for years. But you eat grapes, man, and like even on the pod, right? Like we cannot say that word, or this pod will run into trouble and get stricken. So we say grapes.
Yes, but remove the G. You know what we're talking about.
See the G, because the G ain't in you.
I find it. I'm really interested to see at UFC 310 what Dana says when asked about this, because they're definitely going to ask him.
Next question.
What? Wait, this is my bad ear. What did he say?
Do you not hate when Dana plays stupid, like he doesn't know what's going on in the fucking MMA world? Conor had a grape charge? Really? I'll have to look into it. Like really, like you're insulting my intelligence as a fucking human at this point. Like stop fucking playing with me. You know what's going on. Don't act like you ain't got your ear to the streets.
And Jason and I talked about this offline. Like, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen come next year. UFC's ESPN deal is up. It seems like they might be trending towards wanting to go through Netflix. WWE is. They are within the same company, TKO. So who knows if that's what they're looking to do? I don't know. Does Netflix want to get in bed with the Conor McGregor?
I mean, they got in bed with Vince.
That's true, but did he have any grape charges at the time?
Yes, that's when all those texts and stuff came out.
But they made a documentary. They didn't do business directly with him.
Yeah, but doing the business with him now that they're going on to it, knowing that it's word association, right? Like Proper 12 and Conor, you think of them as one and the same.
Yeah.
Vince and the WWE, you think of one and the same.
But he's not benefiting because he's no longer with the company.
Quote unquote.
No, I don't think he's with the company.
I mean, he left the company before and came back.
I don't think that he can come back after this.
We'll see.
Nasty work. I just wonder, what big company is going to what big sponsor from the UFC would step up and be like, nah, we're not sponsoring something like with Conor. But the problem is that Conor does generate a lot of money. And then also, how are the fans responding? How are the fans going to respond to Conor now at this point in time? I've been seeing mixed reviews. Some people are like, absolutely not. We're sick of Conor. Other people are, oh, it's a money grab, and they're all for Conor. It seems like the fighters have been quiet, and the ones that haven't been, like Dustin Poirier, Khabib, what's the Islam
we know Khabib stands on business.
Khabib called it.
Say what you will about Khabib, your boy stands on business.
I'm interested to see what fighter, you have these fighters who, let's take Michael Chandler, for instance, comes off as this Christian guy and so on and so forth. And you would think that he would have something to say about this. I mean, he had something to say about transgender people. How come he doesn't have anything to say about grapes?
We'll see.
Very interesting to me how
We'll see.
quiet the MMA community is. And then I think in general, I think MMA fans are more apt to not care.
Why do you think
Unfortunately,
that is?
I think there are. I think the idea is always going to be that any woman would want to be with these men, and that I don't think that a lot of them believe that a woman would tell Conor no or tell any big celebrity no. I don't think that they actually believe it unless there was video proof. And even if there is video proof, I mean, we seen when Dana slapped his wife, they was like, yeah, but she slapped him first. Or anything can happen. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter really what it is. Like, there's just this mindset within the MMA community that I see online. Doesn't mean that there's not other spaces that just kind of just have like a very red pill way of thinking.
Mm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it will be going forward. And hey, comment below. Do you care? Do you have a mentality of kind of quote unquote trying to separate the art from the artist? And I'm not advocating that, but do you see it as two separate things or one and the same? Go ahead, comment below. Let's talk about it. As y'all know, me and Sky do be in the comments,
Fighting for my life in the comments sometimes.
and all I do is get praised.
Ah, please. Somebody had ate you up a while ago about being emo. It was too funny. This was like 4 or 5 months ago. It was so funny.
People are haters. Jon Jones was a hater. It's the first thing he says about me. Jon Jones, you can't talk shit about me. You paint your nails black.
That's what I was going to say about Jon Jones. Did you see the clip of him using the N-word to Mike Perry?
I don't know about you, but it felt weird for me seeing it come out of his mouth.
And I specifically seen it and said, holy crap, I need to go back and clip it up with him talking to DC and being like, oh, we're dropping the N-bomb
Dropping
now?
the N-bomb now. I would be way more okay with Mike Platinum Perry dropping the N-bomb than Jon Jones. Call me crazy.
I think Jon even felt uncomfortable saying it.
Like, yes, he looked uncomfortable. It was
He
uncomfortable
said
for
it
me to
weird
watch.
too. Like he said, like the ending, I didn't know if he was gonna go hard ER or S. It didn't land well. You know what I mean? Like,
no, because it's very foreign to him. Your boy Mike Perry, it's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Low key, I fuck with Mike Perry. I think he's hilarious.
I wonder what's gonna happen. There was that whole thing with Conor talking about, oh, I fired him from BKFC, blah blah blah.
Well, I think he's not in BKFC anymore.
I know he had his promotion this weekend with Yoel Romero, but is he really not with BKFC? Because that's nuts to me.
By the way, did you see why they put Yoel against that tomato can?
Hey, man needed a win.
Man needed a quick paycheck. It was wild.
I didn't watch it at all.
I watched the Yoel fight.
Oh, you
Love
did?
the concept, 5-ounce gloves with elbows. Fuck with it.
How do you feel about Jake Paul versus Rampage? Rampage said he'll fight him for free.
If it's boxing, Jake Paul fucking destroys him. Absolutely beats him up.
I think he said MMA fight, unpaid.
I saw him do that, but why would Jake Paul do it?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Jake Paul and I go into an MMA space, it's 2,000% going to be Nate Diaz. 2,000%.
I think that's just so disgusting.
What?
Just Jake Paul beating up Nate Diaz.
Oh yeah? You think Jake Paul just beats the brakes off of Nate in a MMA fight?
Yes.
Wow, that's a hot take.
I've been saying that for the longest. There's weight classes for a reason. Like,
I say the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I say this. The only way Nate can win that fight is to catch him in a choke.
Yeah. That's it. Aside from that, we seen what the boxing did. It was just, no, don't need to see that.
And not to mention, like, Jake can wrestle, so all he has to do is defend.
Yeah.
Defend the easiest slash the least useful discipline in MMA.
Jiu Jitsu?
Yes.
You've got to stop this. You've got
What?
to stop. You've got to stop with the whole Jiu Jitsu is the least. When literally I pulled up the stats, and like 26% of fights end in submissions.
The least.
It's more than knockouts.
Like I said, look at who are the champs. How many of them
What
are
does that
jiu-jitsu
mean?
specialists?
What does that mean? Ilia Topuria.
Ilia Topuria is a knockout artist.
No,
Axe
he is a
Max.
black. He's a black belt. His base is jujitsu.
His base is boxing.
His base is not boxing.
His base is boxing.
No, it's not. And
Yes,
you
it
already know that
is.
you're wrong. You already know that you're wrong.
No, his base is boxing.
You're absolutely 100% wrong.
Right.
All right. Alexander Pantoja is a jiu-jitsu.
If you don't think his base is boxing, then why don't you ask Max?
Right now, if you guys are new to the podcast, Jace is trying to rage bait me, and I already told him I'm not doing that again. Because Max Holloway is my favorite fighter, and so he's just trying to do, oh, why don't you ask Max? Why don't you ask Max? You guys know, and comment down below. Go ahead and let Jace know that he's wrong. Ilia Topuria's base is not boxing.
I've never tried to rage bait you.
He came into the UFC as a grappler.
Wrestler.
His history has all the submissions. What are you talking about?
Boxing.
Marab is a grappler. Who's a
wrestler.
Kickboxer in here? Who's a
kickboxer
besides Alex?
A wrestler. Wrestler and jiu-jitsu are two different things. Now you can say grappling.
Yeah, we know this. However, you're trying to tell me that wrestling is more effective than jiu-jitsu.
That's not. Is that a real fucking question? Is that a real question?
It is a real question.
No, like I've taught you better than this, little sister.
No, we are not reenacting fucking what's that shit called with the I know exactly what you're doing. You're pulling the Huck. Not the Huck, but the dad. And you're not doing this. I've taught you better than this.
I've taught you better than this.
Scandal. We're not doing the fucking scandal.
Listen, at the end of the day, the wrestler decides where the fight goes, not a jiu-jitsu practitioner.
And what happens when they get to the ground?
Grant Dawson steps into the room.
No, you may wrestle somebody to the ground, but how are you going to finish the fight?
You don't have to.
Sometimes it's exhausting.
What the fucking deep breath is for. All I'm doing is spitting facts.
Reminder that no one cares about Juliana Pena is still champion.
I love Juliana Pena.
We're not surprised.
I think she's great for the sport. Especially for women's MMA.
I think it is good that she does like to talk and she does want to at least, promote. I do. Actually.
She'll bang it out too.
Yeah, but she lost that fight to Raquel, which is crazy.
Really? Who's the champ?
Oh, now you're gonna act like I never say that. I never said that.
Might be the first time I've ever.
You said you had another hot take.
Yes. We do have more hot takes. This hot take is from Zebra Prinsky on Instagram. Shout out to Zebra Prinsky, who asked, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
They ask, is Michael Chandler the next Tony Ferguson?
No. If we're saying no, he's not the next Tony Ferguson. I think that he's smart enough not to allow his career to turn into 0-8. And that's going to be the difference between Tony Ferguson and a lot of fighters. I don't think anyone else is delusional enough to continue to think that they're going to turn it around and become champions after losing 6-7 fights in a row.
But also, you're talking about the same guy who wasn't smart enough and wasted 2 years of his life chasing Conor.
didn't take any damage during that time either. He didn't cut weight 2 times during that time. He wasn't getting kicked in the head. He wasn't kicking cans. He wasn't drinking and driving and flipping his Toyota Raptor in the middle of LA. So, no. And I love Tony Ferguson, but the truth is the truth. Jace, answer.
Um, so
He's in real pain over there.
if it's your first time watching the pod, okay, my favorite fighters, pretty much all of my favorite fighters, have been on all historic losing streaks,
And it's his fault.
and it's painful.
He's the common denominator.
Damn! You putting that on me? Shit.
BJ Penn and Tony Ferguson.
So for one, it's first I'll start off by saying this. For one, it's just disrespectful, right? Because El Cucuy is a real fucking thing, and all these people there revisionist fucking history have no idea the aura, the juju surrounding the boogeyman. Is Michael Chandler the next Tony Ferguson? I wouldn't say exactly, but I see what Zebra is saying. So I guess in a simple thing, I would say yes. Perhaps maybe a more accurate name would be like a Cowboy Cerrone, you know. But here's the thing about Chandler. Like Chandler is going for that. Cerrone is going for that like whole left by Cowboy and that whole left by Nate, right? Where like you get to the point where you don't care if they win or lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's still must see TV. Michael Chandler is always must see TV.
I mean, let's see. He's only won 2 fights in the UFC. That's kind of crazy when you think about it, because all the fights have been exciting for sure, but only winning 2, and he got dominated by Charles Oliveira.
Yeah. Besides the 5th round, for sure.
Ah, man.
But every fight he could have won. Like he could have got Dustin out of there. You know, obviously what he did to Tony, I was there live for that, or me and Scott both were live. He had Gaethje hurt. He was 8 seconds away from becoming champion and finishing fucking Oliveira. His fight against Hooker was amazing. Listen, you know, Hooker, man, people be forgetting. I would just rewatch his fight against Dustin in the Apex. Jesus, just just
classic.
Is not for the faint. It's not for the faint at heart. That's for show.
Like, and just to throw this out here, like when people talk about wars, like, oh, Max Holloway's been hit and he's been in wars and blah 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 blah. Like, but y'all don't say the same thing for Dustin. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, Dustin Poirier's gotten his head fucking smacked off. Him versus him versus BSD, even though he knocked BSD out, like, he was eating some fucking shots. When he was in there with Justin, I mean, the first fight, not the one where he got knocked out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so y'all like to, like, look at just, like, numbers and decide, like, how that plays out. But that's why I always encourage y'all to actually watch fights. Watch how a fighter gets hit. Watch how, like, fighters actually take damage. Like, a lot of times, it's not what you think it is. Like, Poirier has been in some nasty fights. That fight in the Apex, easily 2 years off his life.
Nasty fight. Brutal.
Very nasty. So yeah, I don't think he'll be the Chandler. I do like your point of saying, like, put some respect on Tony Ferguson's name. He was on a 12-fight win streak. He should have had an opportunity to fight for the title. You know what I mean? Like, he was an interim champion. He was that dude. He was the boogeyman in that division. Michael Chandler is 2-6 in the UFC. He's not that dude. Or 2-4, I should say. He's not Tony Ferguson. Don't judge Tony based off of his last 8 fights.
Why is it that certain fighters, like, get a pass? You know what I mean?
For being losers?
For being losers.
It depends on how much sweat equity they've put into the company.
Is that what it is?
I mean, like, at least from, like, my thought process, it's just like, certain fighters like that go out there and they're giving their all. They've never went out there and like pulled, and y'all know I love Izzy, but they never went out there and like danced around and ran around in circles. Like when a fighter goes out there and it's like every single time they putting it on the line, when they're losing, it's kind of just like, oh, okay. Like you can look past it because 9 times out of 10 they're having exciting fights, and 9 times out of 10 that they're giving their all. They're not just like trying to win. There are certain people who like are really out there fighting for honor, and other people who are fighting to win. And those
Mm.
fighters who are fighting to for honor and for respect, they get the love from the fans.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Are you fighting to fight or are you fighting to win? Those are two different things. Because
Yeah.
we know a Chandler, we know a Justin, they go out there to fight. They never ever use their wrestling ever, ever, ever. You know what I mean? Like, never you're gonna see Justin shooting for a double leg. You'll see him die on the hill.
Yeah.
Even when he's getting finished the fuck off, instead of okay,
Uh,
be smart here, grab your guy, try to wrestle him down for a second. No,
this
he
is
said,
nuts. When he's getting finished off, grab your guy, wrestle him for a second. It's crazy.
"Hey, do what you got to do. Extend
um,
it, extend
yeah.
it, breathe,
I,
woosah."
I think we give those passes to those people. I and even with Tony made it to was able to lose 8 fights in a row because of the passes. Because in the beginning, the first 4 fights were all top contenders. So you're kind of just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But like I said, in the middle of the third round against Nate Diaz, I called Jace and I was like, I never want to see Tony Ferguson fight again because I seen with my eyes, like, we have to be honest and be real. Nate Diaz is not an elite talent, you
Nor was
know,
he ever.
nor was he ever. Which is kind of interesting to say, right? Because we agree that Nate won the second fight against Conor McGregor.
100%.
And we can agree that at that time back then, Conor McGregor was an elite talent.
Yes,
So does this
but
just go back to what you kind of said earlier about like how anybody can win on any given night? Like you don't necessarily have to be elite.
in that context, absolutely not. And the reason why I said that because Connor was fighting not one, not two, but 3 weight classes up from his original weight
Mm.
that he
Cool.
was, fought at, became champion at.
Mm.
At the end of the day, I mean, one of the things that made Connor elite, was his power. So when you hitting people with those same exact clean ass shots, and they're just able to, and walk through it, it is what it was. But also, I mean, people don't think about it, talk about it. Like Connor's a fucking quitter. He quits. Why are you smacking your lips?
I'm not. I'm just laughing.
Oh, I'm saying he's a quitter.
Are you
He
talking
got
about the Nate
tired.
Cap?
Yeah. But even with Nate as well, he just accepted it. You know what I mean? He accepted the loss. He was, oh fuck, I'm tired. I really want to get out of here. Like I'm trying to do some coke. Like
It's just business. It's just business.
just business.
Do you think that some fighters need to have quit in them? Like, do you think some fighters are too tough for their own good?
Uh, I mean, I can only think of Tony Ferguson is the only one I know
I mean, think
where
about
where he just started. Because at first Tony wouldn't tap.
yeah.
Think about him with Charles. Like, what the fuck?
Has he
Jesus.
tapped? He hasn't tapped.
Yes.
Who did he
Yeah, he
tap to?
tapped. He just recently
Chiesa.
tapped.
Chiesa.
Yeah.
Thank God, because he went to sleep with Bobby Green.
Yeah. Which for
Um,
me, I want to see you go to sleep. Now it's different. Someone tearing off a fucking limb. That's different.
tap.
That's different. I mean, but
Snap
you
or
mean,
tap.
but also like shout out to Big Nog. Fucking break it, Frank Mir. Just break it off.
And then still wanted to fight. Was like, what's the
Yeah.
big deal? What's the big deal, sir? We cannot let you
Fucking
fight.
hanging backwards. Hey, it's a real nigga right there.
Remember when Jamahal Hill's arm got dislocated? I was there live for it, and it was just flop and flop, and the ref didn't recognize it first, and it's just literally Paul Craig did that. That was crazy.
I can tell you this, right? We have some pretty outrageous people in MMA right now. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Is there anyone more outrageous than fucking Jamahal Hill currently
Mm.
today?
He is. I, I just don't even know
Nigga,
what to say because as we've talked
nigga,
about before,
help me,
Jay,
help me.
yeah,
Hit him
like
with the Kevin Hart.
it's hard to defend him. Like you can't really defend him out here in these streets anymore. Like in the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, because I mean, I didn't dislike Jamal Hill. I liked him. I was like, okay, he cool. But then like he just has crashed out since the Alex fight. How do you think he's gonna do against Yuri?
Career suicide. Yuri
You
fucks
think
him
so?
up.
I think Jamal wins. I do.
How? Talking him to death?
No, I think that Jamal's not afraid to at least try to mix it up, and I think Jamal has more power.
Yuri is the best 205er in the world, not named Alex Pereira.
Moving like this, come on.
He's got unbelievable. I cannot wait for Jamal Hill to get knocked out and then to hear whatever fucking weird excuse he's gonna have about that. You know,
Oh man.
he talks shit. Sky, he talks so much shit. And it's like, wait a second, like what are you talking about, bro? Well, the direction of the sun and the gravitational pull on that night, it was just, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, it's not good.
And stop talking about Alex. This nigga slept you. Like
He can't let go.
that's been my favorite thing all year. I'm not saying it's the best knockout, but this shit, like that was the funniest shit all year, Sky.
That's what happens. That.
What talking
Oh my
shit gets
god.
you.
Alex is that dude.
Alex is that dude. Oh my god.
Real quick. Let's just recap what happened last weekend because
Fair.
boy, we as Americans, we all I feel like majority of us slept through it and woke up and was like, oh, that's what China was on. Like
Oh,
y'all
and
was just bombs over Baghdad, putting people to sleep.
real fast. Shout out to Alex Pereira for not saving the December card.
Yes.
You know, shout out to him for saying, 4 times in a calendar year is enough. Let me go ahead. I'm already over here in Asia and China and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Australia, like, let me get my bag in a different way.
Your
You
boys
know what I
doing
mean?
weddings.
I don't listen. I'm for it. I'm for like. How much did he get for that, Sky?
I
Serious
don't
question.
know. I have no idea, but I
Serious
love it.
question.
I love just seeing him out being a person.
But
Just
he's still
doing
not a
shit.
person.
Yeah. Oh, that was interesting. I was watching one of the rare occasions now. I was watching Ariel Hawani show, and they were talking about Alex and how in Brazil he's not as big. He hasn't reached that stardom as Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva,
Charles.
Lyoto Machida, Charles. Charles, he doesn't have that mystique there yet, which is interesting to me because here in the U.S., like
The world. The
he's the
rest of the
golden
world.
boy right now.
The rest of the
You know?
world. Shama.
Yeah.
Shama.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know his backstory to really speak on it. You know what I
Do you think it's
mean?
because he doesn't live there?
I don't know. I don't know the backstory. Did he grow up like with a silver spoon? You know what I mean? Like I have no
No,
idea.
absolutely not. First of all, he really is from, like when he goes to like those tribal lands, like he was really from there.
So
And
then
then
that
went
is
to the favelas.
so then that's probably the issue is that he is a native and people don't view him necessarily Brazilians, more so a native, kind of like they
Mm,
do in the U.S. with
yeah.
their Native American population. You know,
Yeah. Do you think maybe Oh, that's a good point. Do you think maybe it's because he hasn't had the opportunity to fight there in Brazil?
no, I mean you don't have to fight there to be beloved. I really think that if there was one thing to point to is because people don't relate because he's from the quote unquote jungles opposed to the
Yeah.
favelas.
Yeah, now he lives in Connecticut.
Yeah. And I think that there is, again, kind of like with the US, there's, like, they're not American, they're Native American. You know what I mean?
Whatever
Weird
the
ass.
fuck that means.
Just
The
saying.
people whose land we stole. Well, I ain't gonna say we because it wasn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was starch crazy knockout. Shout out to She Ming. She bang. Sorry. Because
She
she
moves. She
have they
moves.
haven't given us an update on this girl.
No, like she could be dead. I have no idea, and it's China, so who knows?
Like they said, the last update they gave, they said that she was still in the hospital. Like I'm trying to figure out, is she okay?
She didn't look okay.
Yeah. Like when I woke up and I seen that clip, I was like, oh gosh. I like text Jay, so it's
Ooh.
happening.
You got your boy
Um
with the fucking spinning back kick.
who Muslim?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, oh, I was so sad to see the Joker, Wang Chong Kong go out like that, in with the submission. But I'm still excited to see what happens. My baby daddy Carlos Uber got the win. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch none of these fights. I was asleep. I woke up just in time to see Peter Yan completely dominate Figgy.
I mean, listen, I don't like to do this very often, and if you've watched the pod, you know this is one of my least favorite things to do, but I have to do it, right? Like I just have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Low key, like shout out to myself for going undefeated again, 3 for 3 of my picks. Shout out to myself.
Did you go Yan or did you go Figgy?
I went Jan.
Okay.
At the very end, I was like, nope, Jan. Jan is just, he's not, Figgy's not going to be able to get Jan down, and he's going to pick him apart on the feet. And
Yeah.
it was hard to watch. Like it was hard to watch. Like Figgy got beat the fuck up.
Yeah. He did.
He looked like he never belonged in there.
Your boy Peter wants to fight Marab again.
For it.
You want to see that?
For it. Usman does not deserve a title shot.
We know what happened. You remember what happened with Peter Yan and Marab?
Yes.
I'm just saying, you rather see that than Umar.
Yes. And you should feel the same way. Sky, you are all
uh,
about the meritocracy.
yeah, but I
You're
don't want to
all
see
about it.
Peter fight Marab again. I ain't gonna lie. He's only 2 fight removed. He beat Yadong and then Figgy. Like I don't really want to see, because it was such a dominant performance. Like just shooting takedowns you couldn't get. Like he just dominated him. Like it was nasty. That I just right now that's still fresh in my head.
I'm for it.
If
Again,
if they do it, I'm not gonna be mad. I don't think it's
they're
the most
not going to do
egregious
it.
thing.
They're 100% going to make him fight
Yeah.
Usman.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get him fucking confused sometimes.
Usman has a fight over there in Bellator or
Yeah,
PFL or whatever the fuck
one of
they
them.
are. Yeah.
Which I think they have an event this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
This one
Oh
or next
yeah,
one?
yeah. Because it's Thanksgiving weekend. So
Yeah, it's in Saudi Arabia, I believe.
could
Isn't
you
there
could
what?
you imagine someone breaking into your home, rehousing you, and then like every year having a celebration, like about kicking your ass out and sending you to the slums?
Oh, this is an MMA podcast. This is an MMA podcast. This
This
is
is
a
America is
sorry.
a wild place, y'all. If you're
This is
not from
a
America, it's wild here.
this is a combat sports podcast because we do talk
Oh,
about boxing as well.
oh, oy vey. Yeah, let me see if PFL. They do have a card. I'm not sure who's on it. I
They're
don't even.
United Champions, and it's weird because their heavyweight championship is like on the fucking prelims.
Really?
Yeah, shows you what they think about their heavyweights. Actually, think about them.
Oh, okay. So Brendan Locknade is on there. Dang, why I got my boy Kai? Oh, that ain't my boy no more. He voted for Trump. Fuck him. Um, it don't even matter. Um, let me see. What is the little fight that's coming up? The little schedule. Um, Oh, okay. They got your girl Santos. I didn't realize that she was in the. Let me actually share the screen. I didn't realize that she was fighting for the championship.
Yeah, why not? You know they be riding, dick riding on the UFC.
Any UFC X champion, go over there, get paid. Impa. I
To
wonder if
be
she's
fair
on.
about Santos though, like she didn't go over there just a loser.
True.
You know what I
She
mean?
left because she wanted to. She
Yeah,
chose not to resign.
but it wasn't
Um,
that she was on this fucking 18 fight losing streak and goes to the PFL and becomes champion.
Nah, she just got wrestle fucked by your girl, Erin Blanchfield. But in her defense, I did think that she beat Valentina. Uh,
Fair. That was the first time since Amanda that Valentina even looked human.
yeah, and then went out and lost to Alexa after that. Yeah, this is the fight card. Nobody's watching this.
You
Like,
mean you're not about to pay the pay per view?
is this actually like a paid pay per view?
Pay per view.
This better not be.
Pay per view. How to watch? Give me your money.
Nah, just ESPN. ESPN Plus.
Mm.
They ain't doing a pay per view. I'm about to say y'all smoking dope. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry
Larry
Hoover.
Hoover.
Um,
Hey.
did you have another hot take or no?
There is another hot take. Well, I don't have a hot take, but trying to empty out these inboxes of hot takes.
Let's run it.
Sorry, I'm bringing it
Also,
up.
while he is pulling that up, you guys, my strike is finally off. I think I came on here. No, I came on here. I told y'all that the strike was off. This was like a month ago, literally. And then UFC 309 rolls around. I post a video. MMA Crazy comes back and puts another strike on my video. I had to put in for another counter notice. It's been a whole mess. And these things really hurt your channels. Also, like I had reached out to MMA Crazy, sent them an email. That bitch is on a power trip. I think I already said this a couple pods ago. Fuck her. It's up for life. But come to find out, I had there. You know, obviously when you're in like the MMA content space, you reach out and you talk to other MMA creators, and it
Creators.
turns out they're doing this to everyone. There is at least 3 other pages that I know of personally that I've talked to that have had strikes, not claims, not nothing, from MMA Crazy. If you guys support MMA content, fuck MMA Crazy. Do not watch their shit. Don't participate in nothing that they do. Like, they are absolutely trash. Because honestly, all that this company, this person, this woman has to do is send an email or reach out to the people and say, hey, don't use my interviews, or hey, I don't want my interviews to be used. Anything. She does not have to send copyright strikes. She chooses to because she is a see you next Tuesday. Jace, go ahead.
We have a hot take from Life Like Marley on Instagram that asks simply, who's more dominant, Alex or Ilia?
That's actually pretty tough. Dominant. Hmm. Hmm. Off the top of my head, I think I'm gonna go with Ilia Topuria.
Because he killed Max?
No, um because I seen Alex get dog walked by Izzy and then slept by him. And that performance, Jace, something wrong with your face?
Go ahead.
He
Finish
did.
talking.
He
Finish
got dog
talking.
walked and then he got slept. I haven't seen Ilia Topuria get slept. I don't even think I've seen, I did see him almost go to sleep. I seen Jai Herbert almost
Ja
knock his head off his
Herbert.
shoulder. You know what I mean? I seen that water bottle go past his head. Which Patty does not want them problems.
Listen, talk about like hindsight. Patty's sitting there, Patty the fatty's going, thank fuck all God I didn't fight Alien. That man would have killed me.
He would have murdered him.
Murderers row.
What if
It's,
Patty beat Ilia? What would you say?
I mean, like, what if I like if I like didn't take a shit after Taco Bell? Like, it would be a miracle.
It would be.
You know what I mean? Anytime I'm feeling clogged
Stuff.
up, I just eat Taco Bell.
Ugh.
It solves the problem. These pipes are clean all of a sudden.
Have you ever met people who are like, "Oh, I never have like that. Like Taco Bell never clears me out." I'm like, I don't know what kind of stomach you got.
Stop playing.
You got a stomach like one of them old dogs from the backyard. Like,
No, because listen, I got an ironclad stomach.
yeah.
I've ate food on 5 different continents, street food at that.
Oh, brother.
You know, I'm that dude. But no. Um, yeah. Long story short, for me, um, that would be insane. Patty the Fatty doesn't want those problems. Who is he fighting next? What is he doing in life right now?
I don't know. He just
I
when did
haven't
he
heard
last
from him.
fight?
It's been a
Yeah.
minute. It's been a minute.
I mean, he fought. I feel like just recently. Let me see.
Did he? Because I want to say he's only fought once this
July
year.
27th. He tapped out Bobby.
And then when did he fight before that? Has he
December,
fought?
Ferguson.
So he only fought once this whole year.
Yes.
Yo, I listen as a fan. I fucking hate it, but the business part of me say, yo, if you can get by fighting once a year, shout out to my nigga Gucci.
And I mean, he had twins and stuff, so obviously, he's getting paid well, his sponsorship, everything like that. Um,
To answer the question though,
hmm.
100% Alex is more dominant. You know, just everything surrounding him. Just the mystique, the aura, the highlight reel. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like obviously, Ilia fucking destroyed Max. Also, he beat Volk. You know what I mean? What's wrong with your face?
Go ahead, sir.
Um, yeah. So with him absolutely annihilating Max and then getting the win over Alex, and then I compare that with uh, the real Poeton. Excuse me, I let you cook.
Hey, I ain't say nothing. I'm letting you cook.
I don't even know why you're giving me the finger. Was it something I said?
You can't even keep a straight face.
What are you
Jace, are you
talking about?
coming to UFC 310? I'm gonna be in the
Who?
building at UFC 310.
Are you?
I am.
Damn, niggas in the building, scrap and roll in the building, huh?
In the building. Are
Shit,
you
go
gonna
ahead
be
and send
there?
me a ticket. Go ahead and send your brother a ticket.
Are you
Make me
gonna be
drive
there?
up to fucking Vegas real fast. For those who don't know, Sky lives in Vegas. I live in Phoenix. Context is about a 4.5 hour drive. Do I want to drive up that day and then drive
To
back
watch
the
one of
next
your
day?
favorite fighters.
Listen, Pantoja is the best 125er, and I'm gonna need you to stop disrespecting Pantoja just
I
because he beat
hate
the
him.
brakes off of Moreno. You
Beat
know
the
what I mean?
brakes. Are you kidding me? Did you watch that fight? He
Yes.
hugged him. He hugged him. He sat on his back. Come on. Are you gonna be there or not?
I don't know why you don't like Pantoja. He's literally the most dominant
He's not
125er.
exciting. That's why he's not exciting.
He's the most dominating 125er there is. They literally have to go to a different organization to actually try to find competition for him
There's
because he's
competition.
because he's so outstanding.
Cool.
Just saying. Them be the
Cool.
facts. Them be the facts, don't y'all know?
Don't you know?
I'm
Yeah, so
actually, yeah. And then to see fucking Shafkat destroy Gary, oh my God. Thank
the
you.
card's not bad. Have you like
Bring it up real
actually
fast.
yeah, I'm a gotta be careful with my words. Not trying to walk into another. Come on. Don't you hate when your computer just starts acting like
No, I
oh
pay my
man.
internet bill.
This has nothing to do with internet. I got some of the best internet, man.
Sure.
I do.
Sure.
Come on, here we go. So we have I can't believe they have that Chrome Gracie fight on the main card. It's just awful. Worst thing ever. I don't know who Chrome Gracie is fucking, but God, like, why is he
Hey,
still
you got
fighting?
Mandingo. I mean, to be
You
fair, he's only
know,
5-2.
Cyril Gahn's in the building.
Could care
Uh,
less. Volkov's gonna smack the shit out of him.
you
And
know,
to be fair, I'm gonna be cheering
you
for
think so?
Chrome. What?
Why
Volkov?
you think it's gonna beat Cyril?
Yeah, Volkov has turned it on. He's going to be the only real issue going forward for Tom. What
Oh,
he did to Sergey was crazy.
all right.
Crazy.
Cyril is not. I mean, Sergey is not Cyril gone. But you got Nate Landwehr. Weren't you just
Nate the
asking about where
Train.
he was?
I fuck with Nate the Train, man.
Yeah, and he's
I,
taking on Duho Choi, so that's gonna be a banger for sure.
oh,
But then
205 is so
look at the
terrible.
prelims. Look at the prelims. We got Dom Reyes taking on your boy Anthony Smith, your favorite.
Can't stand him.
Oh my god.
Nick Diaz is
But since they
officially
leave,
off.
yeah, that's off. I don't even know why they even scheduled that.
Aljamain is like a fucking early freelance. So crazy.
Yeah, they got him on the prelims. They got Brian Battle taking on Randy. That's gonna be a fun fight.
Randy about to get knocked out.
They got Chris Weidman
Who cares?
closing out the early prelims. That's crazy. Your boy Kies is on here.
I will say this: there's like 13 fights on here.
Yeah,
Like it's old school days where you just show up and say, "Hey, I'm going to spend the next 5 hours here."
yeah. I'm not mad at Clay and Chase. I mean, the age discrepancy is crazy.
And everyone will be cheering for Clay.
You think so? I'm going for Hooper.
You want him to win, or you think he's
Yes,
going to win? Those are two different
both,
things.
both.
Why do you want him to beat up Clay Guida?
Because he signed the contract.
I understand he signed the contract, but people love.
I like
Clay.
Chase. I don't.
What do you got against
Nothing at
one of
all.
the
I
old
like
timers?
Clay Guida. He's had a great resurgence towards the end of his career. But I like Chase, and Chase surprised me. Who did he fight last time? And I was thoroughly shocked
Yeah, because he got a
by his
TKO, didn't he?
performance. Yeah, against Slava Claus.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that. Oh shoot, he's on a sneaky little 3-fight winning streak, or is it 4? Yeah, he's on a 3-fight winning streak. Especially after it was looking bad for Chase. It was looking bad for Chase.
Win loss, win loss, win loss.
Yeah,
Like hopscotch.
when he got beat up by Steve Garcia, that was nasty. When he got beat up by Caceres, that was
That was
nasty.
terrible. You should never lose to Caceres. Caceres is fucking a terrible, just awful human.
Moved up to 140, 155, and has been doing good. So yeah, I'm going for him, and I think he's gonna win.
This fight is at 155?
Yeah, he's Chase is at 155 now.
I didn't know Clay was fighting at 155.
That's where he's been at the whole time
No.
for the last 7 years.
Clay has fought majority at 145, even 135.
Well, he's been at 55 for a minute. Yeah, he's been at 55 for a minute. So yeah, I mean the card's not bad. I'm interested to see, what's gonna happen. If you guys are in Vegas,
still.
yeah, one can only hope that Pantoja gets his clock cleared.
Were you gonna say if you guys are in Vegas, were you gonna give away a ticket?
Are you coming?
Possibly. I'm working out the logistics.
Okay. Well, if you do, fun. If you don't, yeah, if somebody's in town, I definitely got a ticket to give out.
Hey, Scrap and Roll fam, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Your plug's in the building.
Comment down below.
If you're in Vegas, she's gonna give you a ticket.
Yep.
Free 30.
Free 99.
Damn, we feeling gracious. It's the Christmas spirit.
The Christmas spirit.
Oh, Feliz Navidad.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Nah, singing's not your strong suit.
It's not, but I still like to do it.
Happy Kwanzaa, nigga. Yeah.
Anyways, we will be back next week. I hope you guys enjoy your murder Thanksgiving. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Don't put raisins in your potato salad.
What is your favorite thing on Thanksgiving?
Macaroni and cheese and sweet potatoes. That's all that I actually really want.
For me, it's definitely the breast of the turkey. I prefer the white meat. Don't even say it.
Shocker! Oh my gosh, shocker! CJ, I'm sure, is already rolling his eyes as he's watching this. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
no, seriously though, turkey. You're not a turkey person.
I like turkey, yes, but like if I had to pick what's my favorite on my plate, I need to have good macaroni and cheese and good sweet potatoes. I mean, yeah, sweet potatoes, and I need to eat them together.
You can eat mac and cheese anytime.
But it's different when it's with sweet. I don't eat sweet potatoes all the time with macaroni and cheese, and then I want a little bit of turkey. Yeah,
I
turkey or
want
ham? Which one?
turkey, a turkey by far.
Deep fried
Turkey.
turkey, baked, or how?
There's deep fried and there's everything else. It
Oh,
goes deep fried, smoked, oven. Is
yeah,
there any other way to cook a turkey?
I'm sure.
Yeah, but those are the main ones.
Yeah,
Uh, Give me turkey. Give me rolls and gravy. Like I just
really.
yeah, mashed
Oh,
potatoes.
you guys, growing up, breaking the wishbone was like we would be fighting for the fucking wishbone to just like. I don't think Jace ever let me win either.
Well, first of all, I'm a good brother because I've never let you beat me in anything in life.
Don't make me bring up the basketball. We're almost
Stop
over.
it.
We'll save
Stop
that
it.
for another pod. Like, don't,
We've
please
we've
don't.
we've talked about it
Dimitri
before.
might be the most sorest loser ever. And guess what rubbed off on me?
You are a sore fucking loser.
Oh God! And
It's
imagine he's
crazy.
even worse. But anyways, you
What
guys,
goddamn second says who?
you had a full on meltdown.
Stop it.
I'm 7 years younger than you, and you were
Stop it.
screaming and at the top of your lungs.
I listen. Okay, I'm a winner. I'm not built to lose. I don't accept losing.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm a winner.
Cool story.
Winners win.
Until they don't.
Yeah, I've never taken. Oh, well, I'm just happy to be out here, and I ain't built that way. I'm American. I'm
Oh,
not. We're
brother.
not. We're not putting no participation trophies in this house. Okay, I got these trophies in this house for getting dubs, first place trophies.
All right, y'all. We will be back next week. Until then, we are out. Peace.
Peace.